Welcome back to the world of rare and powerful coins, where history meets hidden treasure. Today, we're stepping into the legendary story of the Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin, better known to collectors as the iconic Buffalo nickel. This is not just a simple 5-cent piece. It is a bold symbol of American strength, heritage, and untamed spirit. First minted in 1913, this remarkable coin was designed by the talented American sculptor James Earl Fraser. Fraser wanted to create something truly American, something that honored the nation's native heritage and the powerful wildlife of the frontier. And what he created became one of the most admired coin designs in United States history. On the front of the coin, you'll see the proud profile of a Native American chief. This portrait wasn't just one person, but a powerful combination of real Native American leaders Fraser had met in his youth. The word liberty stands boldly beside the portrait, representing freedom and the spirit of the nation. Turn the coin over, and you'll find a massive American buffalo standing strong and unshaken. The animal was inspired by Black Diamond, a famous bison from the Central Park Zoo. The image captures raw strength, symbolizing resilience and the wild beauty of early America. The legendary 1938 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin stands as one of the most fascinating treasures in American numismatic history. Officially known as a Buffalo nickel, this iconic piece captures the spirit of the American frontier in solid metal. Though many people casually call it a silver coin, the truth is that it was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, yet its value today can shine brighter than silver or even gold under the right conditions. The year 1938 carries special meaning because it marked the final chapter of the Buffalo nickel series. That same year, the design was replaced by the Jefferson nickel, ending a 25-year era of one of the most artistic coins ever produced in the United States. Because it was the last year of issue, collectors often feel a powerful emotional pull toward the 1938 pieces. On the front of the coin, you see a proud Native American profile, a composite portrait created by sculptor James Earl Fraser. His design was meant to honor the first inhabitants of America, and the strength in the facial features tells a story of resilience, dignity, and heritage. This powerful imagery alone makes the coin deeply desirable. Turn the coin over, and the majestic American bison dominates the reverse. The animal is often said to have been inspired by Black Diamond, a famous bison that lived in the Bronx Zoo. The bold, muscular stance of the buffalo gives the coin its unforgettable presence and its popular nickname. In 1938, Buffalo nickels were struck at different mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. The 1938 D version, minted in Denver, often attracts stronger collector demand because of lower mintage numbers compared to earlier years. While millions were produced, far fewer survive today in pristine, untouched condition. Now here is where imagination meets reality. Ordinary worn 1938 Buffalo nickels are typically worth modest premiums over face value. However, coins preserved in extraordinary mint condition, especially those with sharp details, full horn visibility on the buffalo, and blazing original luster, can command impressive prices in a collector's market. The dream of finding $1 million 1938 Buffalo nickel fuels excitement among treasure hunters. While no regular 1938 Buffalo nickel has reached multi-million-dollar status, like the rare 1913 Liberty Head nickel, exceptionally graded examples can still sell for thousands of dollars. Condition, rarity within grade, and demand are everything. What truly elevates value is grading. Professional grading services carefully examine strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal. A 1938 D Buffalo nickel graded in near-perfect mint state condition can be dramatically more valuable than a circulated example with worn details. Sometimes, rare mint errors create astonishing value. Off-center strikes, double dies, or dramatic die cracks can transform an ordinary coin into a collector's prize. Error coins are like lightning in a bottle, unpredictable, rare, and often highly profitable. Another factor that can send value soaring is exceptional toning. Natural rainbow toning, developed over decades of storage, can make a coin visually breathtaking. Collectors often compete fiercely for coins with vibrant, original coloration. It is important to clarify one powerful truth. The 1938 Buffalo nickel is not made of silver. Its composition is 75% copper and 25% nickel. Yet the myth of it being silver often adds to its mystery and online excitement. True value comes from rarity and preservation, not silver content. The highest prices for 1938 Buffalo nickels are achieved by coins graded MS-67 or above. These ultra-high-grade coins are incredibly scarce because even tiny contact marks can lower the grade significantly. A single point difference in grading can mean hundreds or even thousands of dollars in value. Collectors love full horn examples, where the buffalo's horn is completely visible and sharply defined. On many circulated pieces, the horn wears down quickly. A fully detailed horn signals minimal wear and often commands a premium. Because 1938 was a final year, many people saved a few examples as keepsakes. However, not all saved coins were preserved properly. Coins stored loosely in drawers often develop scratches, dullness, or discoloration, reducing their potential worth. The romance surrounding the Buffalo Nickel series adds emotional value beyond price guides. It represents an era of American expansion, frontier legends, and cultural transformation. Holding one feels like holding a small piece of history in your palm. While becoming a billionaire overnight from a 1938 Buffalo nickel is highly unlikely, discovering a superbly preserved example could still be financially rewarding. Knowledge is your greatest weapon. Understanding grading, mint marks, and market demand protects you from selling too cheaply. If you believe you own a high-quality 1938 Buffalo nickel, consider having it authenticated and graded by a reputable service. Authentication eliminates doubt, and an official grade gives buyers confidence, often increasing final sale prices. Auctions can bring surprising results when two determined collectors compete. The energy of bidding wars sometimes pushes prices beyond expectations, especially for coins with exceptional eye appeal and top population rankings. The story of the 1938 Buffalo nickel teaches a larger lesson about hidden value. Sometimes, what looks like an ordinary 5-cent coin can hold far greater worth when preserved in remarkable condition. Patience and careful research are essential. In the end, the 1938 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin is not just currency. It is art, history, and possibility fused into metal. While most examples will not make you a millionaire overnight, the rarest and finest specimens can indeed transform a simple pocket coin into a prized collectible treasure. When people hear the words Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin, their imagination instantly travels to the legendary American classic known as the Buffalo nickel. This iconic coin, famous for its bold Native American portrait on one side and a powerful American bison on the other, has become one of the most desired collectibles in United States coin history. But before dreams of overnight billions begin, there is something very important you must understand clearly and confidently. First, there was no Buffalo nickel minted in 1998. The original Buffalo nickel series was struck from 1913 to 1938. By 1998, the United States Mint was producing modern Jefferson nickels, not Buffalo nickels. So if someone claims to have a 1998 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin, it is either a commemorative piece, a novelty design, or a misunderstanding of the coin's date. This fact alone protects you from false hopes and unrealistic promises. Now here's where the real excitement begins. Although a 1998 Buffalo nickel does not officially exist as a circulating U.S. coin, authentic Buffalo nickels from the early 1900s can indeed be extremely valuable under the right conditions. Their worth depends on rarity, mint mark, historical importance, and condition. A common worn Buffalo nickel may be worth only a few dollars, but rare variations can command astonishing prices. The design itself was created by the talented sculptor James Earl Fraser, and it represents the spirit of the American frontier. The Native American profile was inspired by real tribal leaders, and the buffalo on the reverse was modeled after Black Diamond, a bison that once lived in the Bronx Zoo. This powerful imagery gives the coin emotional and cultural value far beyond its 5-cent denomination. Among the most famous and valuable Buffalo nickels is the 1913 S-Type II variety, as well as the legendary 1937D three-legged error coin. These rare pieces have sold for tens of thousands, and in exceptional mint state grades, even higher. But reaching millions requires extraordinary rarity, pristine condition, and strong collector demand. Not every Buffalo nickel holds that life-changing power. The dream of becoming a billionaire overnight from a single coin is a powerful story that spreads quickly online. However, true coin collecting is built on knowledge, patience, and authentication. A genuine high-grade Buffalo nickel graded by professional services can be worth a small fortune. But such examples are incredibly scarce and usually already known within the numismatic community. If someone truly possesses a rare Buffalo nickel, the first step is professional grading. Organizations such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company evaluate coins for authenticity and condition. Their certification significantly increases buyer confidence and market value. Without certification, extraordinary value claims remain questionable. Now let's address the silver myth. The Buffalo nickel is not made of silver. It consists primarily of copper and nickel. Therefore, it does not have intrinsic silver bullion value. Any claim that a 1998 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin is a rare silver coin worth millions must be carefully examined. Modern commemorative pieces sometimes use silver, but they are separate from the original Buffalo nickel series. In 2001, a commemorative silver Buffalo design was issued, and in 2006 the United States introduced the American Buffalo Gold Bullion coin. These modern pieces carry precious metal value, but they are entirely different from the historic 5-cent Buffalo nickel. Confusion between these issues often fuels exaggerated value claims. True rarity in coins often comes from minting errors. Off-center strikes, double dies, missing mint marks, or dramatic die breaks can increase desirability. However, even dramatic errors rarely push a nickel into the multi-million-dollar range. Million-dollar coins typically involve extreme historical importance, ultra-low survival numbers, and fierce bidding competition among elite collectors. Condition is everything. A coin graded MS 65 or higher can be exponentially more valuable than the same coin in circulated condition. Tiny scratches, weak details, or worn dates significantly reduce price. Many Buffalo nickels have worn dates because the design placed a year in a high relief position that faded quickly with circulation. The market for rare coins moves with collector demand. Auctions held by prestigious houses sometimes ignite bidding wars that elevate prices dramatically. But those events involve documented rarities with established provenance. The idea of discovering a random 1998 Buffalo nickel worth millions in pocket change is, realistically speaking, extremely unlikely. However, the emotional thrill of holding a Buffalo nickel is real. It connects you to early 20th century America, to frontier symbolism, and to artistic craftsmanship rarely seen in modern circulating coins. That historical connection is part of what drives collectors to pay premiums. If you believe you have something unusual, examine the date carefully. Many people misread worn digits or altered coins. Counterfeiters sometimes change dates to imitate rare varieties. Professional evaluation protects you from both false excitement and financial loss. Coin collecting is not about chasing impossible, overnight billionaire stories. It is about understanding rarity, appreciating design, and making informed decisions. Knowledge turns a simple 5-cent coin into a fascinating historical artifact. Ignorance turns it into a risky gamble. If you truly owned a genuine ultra-rare Buffalo nickel in exceptional condition, yes, it could bring a life-changing amount of money at auction. But life-changing usually means thousands or possibly hundreds of thousands, not billions. Billion-dollar coins simply do not exist in the nickel category. The safest approach is education. Study mint marks like D for Denver and S for San Francisco. Learn the difference between Type 1 and Type 2 reverses from 1913. Understand how grading works. The more you know, the more confidently you can separate fact from fantasy. It is important not to sell any potentially valuable coin casually to a random buyer offering quick cash. Seek reputable dealers. Attend coin shows and compare auction results. Transparency and patience often lead to the best outcomes. So if someone tells you that a 1998 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent silver coin can instantly make you a billionaire overnight, pause and investigate. The original Buffalo nickel series ended decades before 1998, and it was never struck in silver for circulation. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. In the end, the Buffalo nickel remains one of America's most beloved coins, bold, artistic, and historically rich. While it may not secretly hide billions in value, it carries something equally powerful, a story of heritage, craftsmanship, and collecting passion. And sometimes, that legacy is worth far more than 5 cents. When people hear the words Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin, their imagination immediately travels back to the rugged spirit of early American history, to the powerful image of a Native American profile and the majestic buffalo standing strong on the reverse. The famous Buffalo nickel is one of the most iconic coins ever produced in the United States, and its design alone has made it legendary among collectors across the world. But before dreams of overnight billions begin, it is important to understand the real story behind this coin. First, let's address something very important. There was no regular Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin struck in 1995 for circulation. The original Buffalo nickel was minted between 1913 and 1938. By 1995, the United States was producing modern Jefferson nickels, not Buffalo nickels. That means if someone claims to have a standard 1995 Buffalo nickel from circulation, it would not exist in the traditional sense. However, in 2001, the U.S. Mint did release a commemorative silver dollar featuring the Buffalo nickel design to honor the legacy of this classic coin. That coin was not a 5-cent piece and not from 1995, but revived the beloved artwork for collectors. So when people talk about a 1995 silver Buffalo nickel, they may be confusing it with special collector issues or fantasy pieces. The original Buffalo nickel was designed by the talented sculptor James Earl Fraser. His vision captured the strength of Native American heritage on one side and the raw power of the American buffalo on the other. That artistic beauty is a major reason the coin remains so desirable even today. Now, let's talk about value. No genuine 1995 Liberty Buffalo 5-cent coin is worth millions of dollars because no such circulation coin exists. However, certain rare Buffalo nickels from the early 1900s can be extremely valuable. For example, the 1913 S-Type II or the famous 1937 D three-legged variety can sell for thousands or even hundreds of thousands in pristine condition. The idea that a single Buffalo nickel could make someone a billionaire overnight is more fantasy than financial reality. Even the rarest Buffalo nickels known today do not reach into the billions. The highest prices ever paid for rare nickels are impressive, but still far below that level. Collecting coins can absolutely build wealth, but usually requires knowledge, patience, and sometimes luck. What truly determines a coin's value is rarity, demand, condition, and historical importance. A heavily worn Buffalo nickel with a faded date might only be worth a few dollars, but a sharply struck, uncirculated example graded at the highest levels can command extraordinary premiums in auctions. If you believe you have something unusual dated 1995 with a buffalo design, it may be a privately minted novelty piece or a commemorative round. These are not official 5-cent coins from a U.S. Mint for circulation, and their value depends largely on silver content or collector interest rather than historical rarity. Many online rumors exaggerate coin values, promising unimaginable millions. These stories are often designed to create excitement, views, or unrealistic expectations. While rare coins can absolutely change someone's financial situation, it is important to rely on verified information rather than viral claims. The true magic of the Buffalo nickel is not just in money, it is in history. When you hold one, you are holding a piece of America from more than a century ago. You are touching an era when the frontier spirit still shaped the national identity. Collectors are drawn to the coin because of its bold relief and artistic detail. The Native American portrait is not a single person, but a composite of several tribal leaders. The buffalo is believed to have been inspired by a rare animal named Black Diamond from the New York Zoological Park. Condition plays a dramatic role in price. A coin graded mint state 65 by a professional grading service can be worth many times more than the same coin in circulated condition. That difference can turn a $20 coin into a $2,000 treasure. If someone truly discovered a previously unknown mint error or ultra-rare prototype from 1995 using the Buffalo design, that would indeed create massive excitement in the numismatic world. But such discoveries are extremely rare, and would require professional authentication. Before selling any potentially valuable coin, it is wise to have it examined by a reputable coin dealer or a grading company. Authentication protects you from undervaluing a genuine rarity or overestimating a common piece. It is also important to remember that most buffalo nickels were made of copper and nickel, not silver. That means their base metal value is modest. Only special commemorative versions or collector editions may contain silver. The dream of finding a life-changing coin in pocket change is powerful. It fuels treasure hunts, estate sales, and attic discoveries. And occasionally, rare coins are found in unexpected places. But these stories are the exception, not the rule. If your goal is to build wealth through coins, education is your strongest weapon. Learn about mint marks, die varieties, grading standards, and auction records. Knowledge separates hopeful speculation from smart collecting. A genuine early-date buffalo nickel in extraordinary condition can absolutely be worth tens of thousands of dollars. That is real. That is documented. But billions? That belongs more to imagination than to market reality. Still, the buffalo nickel remains one of the most beloved coins ever created in American history. Its design has inspired modern reproductions, commemoratives, and endless admiration from collectors around the globe. So if you have a coin that looks like a Liberty Buffalo 5-cent piece dated in 1995, approach it with curiosity and caution. Verify it, authenticate it, understand it. Because while it may not turn you into a billionaire overnight, it could still connect you to a powerful and valuable piece of numismatic history.